Hello everyone, welcome to the History Bus. This is Shivangi and today we have with us Soham. Soham, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello. I was a student, PhD student of Jawaharlal Nehru University in the Department of History. My specialization was medieval history, as in I joined joined the department as a PhD scholar of medieval history. I was working on early modern Bengal, state formation from below, and these topics. And now I'm here.
Soham, could you please tell us that from where you have done your bachelor's, from where you have done your master's, and how did you apply? On what basis you applied for PhD in JNU?
Well, I did my master's and bachelor's both from Jadavpur University in Kolkata. And as you might know that there are no specific specialization in undergraduate for ancient, medieval or modern in Jadavpur. In masters, there were special papers that we had to choose as in optional papers. I was interested in medieval and early modern history, so I chose those papers. That is my master's specialization. My master's specialization, all of us had to work on a seminar paper or dissertation. So in a way, my PhD grew my PhD proposal grew out of my master dissertation. And after my master's was done, PhD applications were open across various universities in India. So I saw the notification and I applied. Basically, that's it.
Okay, so you got your interview call through NET or JRF?
JRF. I actually did not know that JRF holders could apply for both. So I was JRF holder, so I applied only in the JRF.
Okay, so how did your interview went? Was it online or offline?
Well, I don't know whether or not there were any online options. I did my interview offline, basically, and it went quite good. I guess there were Professor Ranjita Datta, who also became my supervisor later on, Professor Abhimanyu Adha, and Professor Joy Pachao. And the interview was basically interactive in nature. They asked me a lot of questions. In particular, Professor Datta was very much into the proposal, what sources I was going to use, what kind of approach I am going to take, what is my past experience with these sources. These kind of questions came in. Professor Pachau, on the other hand, was more into theoretical stuff. What do I mean by early modernity? What do I mean legality? And these kind of questions came from her. Professor Walha, he later on included some additional reading materials like a PhD thesis by Professor Tripti something. Not remember exactly the name right now, but I read the thesis. It's on the Bardic cultures of Rajasthan, the Charans of Rajasthan. It was a good thesis. So this was basically my interview experience in JNU.
Okay, so how much marks did you got in your interview? What was your AIR?
My marks was 80 out of 100 and the rank was 1 in JRF category.
Okay, so you are the AIR one.
I don't know what, yeah, they just gave it.
Okay, so a lot of people were telling, like in our previous interview, that it matters if you have your research proposal on the basis of the particular professor's research interest. Then you have, high chances of getting in. So, was it the case with you? Was your topic or your proposal was similar to some any professor's research interest?
That is basically the thing. I think it's the case anywhere and everywhere. When we are talking about matching our potential supervisor's research interest, I don't think it is going to be 100% match anywhere. Right? I am working on intersecting point of regional history as well as Mughal history. So, right now in the medieval faculty, there is no one who works on the history of Bengal. But Professor Najaf Haidar works on Mughal history, but primarily he does economic history. Ranjita Datta is directly not on Mughal history, but he works on the history of urban spaces, history of religiosity, religious consciousness, and such. So, and Professor Joy Pachav, on the other hand, works with gender and also on some modern. She has also written papers and books on modern history. So this is the combination. There was no 100% match, but my proposal was able to cut across the research interest of multiple professors. I think that is more important when you are applying rather than trying to find a 100% match. Like I am working on the cultural history of Mughals and I need a professor that is going to be an expert of cultural history of Mughals. Right now, how many historians are in India who specialize specifically on cultural history of Mughals? I do not know. But Professor Nazaf Haidar could be a potential supervisor because although he is primarily an economic historian, he does supervise on cultural aspects of Mughal history and such. And similarly, Professor Ranjita Datta supervises regional histories and state formation from below. So that is the thing. You need to create your proposal in a way that is able to cut across boundaries of other professors' research interests. You are not going to find a 100% match. That is my experience anywhere.
Okay, so we were asked to write some, our some note on our research interests, and people were like asked to submit some papers they have published. I think in the JRF application form.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So is it compulsory to have a publication? As I know that you had publications before in your MA. So does it give you an edge in the interview? Do they ask? Do they ask about the publication?
No,
and
not at all. I don't think that it's mandatory, but yes, there is a optional space in the application form that you could provide it. So I had some publications, so I provided in the application form, but I don't think it matters at all. I don't think so because it is before our PhD begins. Whatever publications we had earlier, those are very basic. Very basic. At most, they could show the interview committee that this person is trying to be in academic for a foreseeable future. Nothing much.
Okay, so did they ask you about
No,
your publication?
they did not ask at all. What they did ask about, apart from my proposal, is that what did I study, where did I study, what was my specialization, what was my percentage in my final exams in masters. These were the things they were more interested in, nothing else.
So I think they were more into the proposal.
Yeah, they were definitely more into the proposal. I was in the interview room for almost 20 minutes or so, and hardly for 2 minutes maybe I talked about my earlier academia. The rest of the time I was into discussions of my proposal, my research questions, my methodology, and so on, so on.
Okay. So did they ask you about tentative chapterization?
Nothing, no. That is not mandatory.
What questions were asked in methodology?
Well, they did not specifically ask anything about methodology to me because I had already covered about how I am going to approach my sources in the concluding sections of my proposal. JNU does not have a template for a PhD proposal, at least not in the history department. However, Delhi University does. They have a template, and I was applying to Delhi University, so I used the same template for JNU. The Only difference was that in Delhi University they maintain a strict word limit of 3,000 words. JNU does not have any word limit, so I used almost 4,000 words for JNU proposal, and in Delhi it was 3,000 also.
Okay. So how was your overall experience? Was it a friendly and cooperative interview?
It was friendly. It was definitely friendly. About competitive, I don't know,
Okay.
because
So
I was feeling a lot of pressure, but that pressure was not coming from other people. I was feeling pressure because whether or not I am going to get selected. I don't know anybody there. So if you don't know anybody there, there is no competition. Competition arises when you know people. Then that friendly competition begins. But yeah, there was a lot of tension. People outside were saying that we are not going to get it, we are not going to get it, and that actually impacts your mind. So that's a suggestion to those who watches this video. If anybody watches this video, I don't think anybody is going to.
they are going to watch
That
it.
don't lose your calm when people say in the upcoming interviews. I do not know. Interview calls are already ahead, right? Call letters are already issued. So interviews are there knocking at
They
doors.
are almost done. I think 18, 19, and 20s. Minimal interviews are left.
Okay. So that will be my suggestion. Don't lose your calm. Stick to your ideas that you have written to your proposal, and don't lie to the interview committee. They will know you are lying.
Okay. So any suggestions? Any more suggestions you want to give to the students who are going to give interview in JNU? And also, did you ever contacted these professors before?
No, I did not. Although I heard that some try to contact early on, but I did not do that, and I don't think it's necessary. If you have a solid proposal, if you are sticking to it, I think it will be okay. Just my basic suggestion will be, do not try to add things to your proposal in the interview room without a pre-plan. Stick to your proposal, stick to your research questions, add to it from your own knowledge. Don't make up things, don't lie. That is a negative point.
Also, for audience to know, Soham was an outsider. He was from Jadavpur University. He never contacted any professors before. Still, he got AIR1. So, if he can get it, you can too. So, stop assuming that, oh, I have never contacted these professors before, so how will I get in? Just be able to defend your proposal in the interview.
Yeah, that is what matters most. You need to
Yes.
defend your proposal, and you need to make it so that it is a project that's doable. It is not something that is huge. It's a huge new topic. It could be a huge new theme. It could be a huge book project later on, but it's not a project that is doable in 5 years.
So thank you so much, and please tell our viewers to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely do like, share, subscribe, because History Buzz is doing a great job sharing news and different tidbits of history. Please do.
Okay, so we hope that you will be featuring in our more videos of us.
maybe, maybe let us see what happens.
Okay, thank you so much.
Uh,